try and negotiate a settlement in Ukraine, trying to negotiate a settlement in Gaza, his willingness to take on Iran, his engagement with the Gulf Arabs, his engagement with Xi Jinping. This guy is not an isolationist. He's certainly transactional in the sense of putting America's interests first in all of these negotiations. But isolationist is one thing that he really isn't.
Have you been surprised by that?
Not really. I think he has a great deal of self-confidence, and I think that he sees a big role for himself in not only in this country but in the world.
Well, he'd very much like to win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yes.
Do you think he's worthy of that?
President Obama got the Nobel Peace Prize a few months into his presidency before he'd done anything. So I'm not sure what criteria these folks use in making that determination. I think, I think if there are some actual achievements, if there were to be a peace settlement in Gaza, if there were to be a peace settlement in Ukraine, then I think sure.
Are you suggesting that Barack Obama was not worthy, or do you just question the timing?
I think he was surprised to get the Nobel
But
Peace Prize.
ultimately, do you think he deserved it?
Not at that point in his presidency.
What about later in his presidency?
Maybe so, but
Let
again,
me ask.
what
Go
what
ahead.
what specific peace settlements were achieved? What specific measures toward peace were put into place and proved effective? Did Jimmy Carter deserve the Nobel Peace Prize for the Camp David Accords? Absolutely. Um, maybe Ronald Reagan deserved it for the INF Treaty. So I think without picking on individual presidents, I think the criterion needs to be what specifically has been achieved that merits that award.
So what would you say specifically was achieved by President Obama, or would you?
Well, I think that's hard for me to judge.
Really? You just judged the other guys.
Well, I'm trying to think back to the whole period, and I'm trying to think of, were there specific peace agreements that were resolved? Were there significant moves toward peace in the Middle East? Um, did things change dramatically with respect to China? So
Why don't you get back to me on that?